So today we are discussing the best ways and methods of foreign languages. And our featured guest today is Mr. Hans. Adam, thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Hello.
Yeah, so you are from England.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so you are a native speaker of English. So.
It's the only language I speak.
The only language you speak. Okay. So besides that, you're a teacher of English. So you teach English. You are learning Russian as well. So you are a student.
Not very good. Not a good
Okay,
student.
but you're just the right person to give us advice.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'll do what I can.
All right. So our students, so I won't be very original, but our students ask these questions from year to year. How to improve my English language skills? How to improve grammar, pronunciation, intonation, so this kind of questions. So what advice would you give our students?
The most important thing you can do outside of the classroom and the formal study you do is make English a part of your daily lives, which means that you can either get involved in expat community activities here in Moscow. There's a lot of things like coffee mornings and other expat events which are also Russians are made welcome at, things like the Moscow Book Club, and these are informal. Also, you have things like the BBC podcasts. If you just put BBC podcasts directory into any search engine like Google, it will bring up a huge range of podcasts on all sorts of different subjects, from politics and business right through to daily life, travel, food and drink. And these are the kind of things you can download, save onto MP3 format or disk. And this is the kind of stuff that you can listen to at home, on your MP3, in the metro,
everywhere,
when you're not actually formally learning, so that you're listening to English and learning about different aspects of ordinary life in the English-speaking world. Another thing you can be doing is looking at the major media sites for the English press. For example, things like the Sunday Observer, the Sunday Times, the Sunday Independent. They have things like culture, media, lifestyle, sports. So if you're interested in English books or films, they review the latest ones every Sunday, either on a podcast or online, on the media online format. And these are the kind of things that you really should be doing outside of your normal studying.
Okay. So, I think that your advice will be useful for our listeners, and I hope that we will be very happy to see you here next Wednesday.
Okay.
At the same time in the UK.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. And what about some language barriers? Just you have spoken about understanding. And what about speaking? Because Russian students have a lot of problems with producing words, not understanding them. How can you, what advice can you give to Russian students about understanding?
Well, with some of the podcasts, for example, they have specific exercises for things like English grammar and pronunciation. You can hyperlink to learning sites directly from the BBC directory. The British Council also offers a lot of useful online exercises to do with things like pronunciation and specific problems with grammar for Russian speakers. Also, there's a podcast, Russian Business Today and News Today, which is specifically designed for people who don't have English as a first language. And of course, just listening to it in your everyday life will really quickly help you with your understanding of the English language as it's spoken.
And not just understanding, but speaking. Because
Speaking
a lot of people
well.
say, well, we understand, but we can't speak.
Those are the things that you can use in discussion groups. I also think that the expat groups as well are often very popular with Russians who want to improve their English, because it gives them a chance to chat informally with native speakers, and it's an informal environment, so it's not, they don't have the same barrier as when they're in a learning environment and they're under the pressure of having to perform. So those are quite popular as well. You should look up things like the Moscow Book Club.
So, thank you.
You're welcome.